Salute, salute, salute all my generals, all my lions, all my real men, all my queens, all my princesses, all my lionesses. Y'all already know what it is. It's Lions and Men. It's your boy Chulo hitting y'all live and direct. Recovery to redemption coming soon. That'll be the new page. Make sure y'all go jump on there and hit the subscribe once I lock and load it with that one. This one right here is Rikers Island Revenge Tour, man. It's a real one. It's a sad one. And let's get into it. So I was with this individual in Attica Correctional Facility, right? He was my bunkie, and me and him got cool, whatever the case may be. So in Attica, when you're upstate and you get sentenced to time, whenever you get a bunkie or whenever you go anywhere and you're dealing with certain people, you have to pull out your paperwork. Meaning you got to show people what you locked up for to verify that you're not locked up for any type of pedophilia, rape stuff, or rat. Those three things. You know what I'm saying? Those three things are the worst thing you could ever get tagged with in corrections. A rat, a rapo, or a pedophile. Those are three things right there that it's over for you. You can't live nowhere you go. You know what I'm saying? Unless you get some type of protection from somebody. Rest in peace to Larry Davis. Look at what happened to him trying to protect the rapo. Yeah, I said that. And that's real talk. You know, salute the Blue Boy, man. I hope everything's working out for him, man. So, let's get into this, right? Matter of fact, I think Blue Boy knows what I'm talking about, too. But anyway, so, my son Ish, right? I show him my paperwork, boom. Tell him about my case. Me and him chop it up. You know what I mean? After a while, I knew what he's locked up for, and I never knew the particulars or the details to his case, though, right? So one day, me and him got cool. Maybe it was like a couple of months in now, and he's going through I think his last appeal just got shot down or whatever, and he's going through his paperwork, and he's handing me, she's like, yo, read this, Chulo, and I'm reading it. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? He's like, yo, it was his jail, it was his minutes for his trial that he went to. The minutes is basically, it's like a book, I swear to God. When you read it, it's just like a book. It's all detailed because it's everything that the cops are saying, the DA, the judge, him, the witnesses, all of that. So he's getting rid of all his stuff because he's like, yo, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Lights out. I mean, that was his last appeal. He ain't got no shot, you know? Salute to him, man. And he basically was sticking a fork in it, so to speak. So check the crazy shit out. Fast forwarding it a little bit now. Follow, stay with me though. This is serious and it's gonna get real. Right now, recently, due to the fact that I got this page and I be talking my shit and expressing, everything that I went through and things that I seen, people that I know and things like that. Somebody hit me up. I got a couple of DMs. I apologize if I ain't hit back to all of y'all. And I respond to this one person, this lady, and she's asking me if I know this guy, boom, boom, boom. She gave me his government name and all that. I'm like, it took me a minute to remember, but then I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Was he in Attica? She was like, yeah. Me and her go back and forth. Come to find out, that was my bunkie, my son Ish, that I'm telling y'all about, right? So this is now. So she's telling me, about my son Ish. And she's like, yo, Ish is about to, he about to come home, right? He got a whole reversal, something crazy happened somehow, some way. He got a reversal, and he got like 5 years left or something like that on the sentence to serve. Now this dude been locked up since 96, I think. Since 96 he been upstate, but the case he caught was like in 93 or something like that, right? So he been in there for a minute, right? So now we're gonna get into what he was into, and I'm trying to work on getting the himself to say the story. But it's something about these old school dudes that I know, and I'm not shitting on nobody else. that does get the dudes, other platforms that be talking, they get these dudes to talk their shit. For some reason, the dudes I get, they don't like talking. They like, yo, Chulo, I ain't with that shit, man. Like, they just mad, super old school, and they stuck in their ways, man. And it's like really hard to get these dudes to be comfortable to be dealing and talking their shit on YouTube. So they like, yo, Chulo, you could do it. And I'm saying, So I literally got the green light for son. So this is why I'm doing this, right? Because it's a crazy story, right? And I'm trying to still working on him to talk. I'm like, yo, bro, you about to come home. You ain't got nothing to lose. You can just talk your shit. So, but anyway, hopefully I could get that done. Till then, y'all got to deal with me. So let's get into it, right? So my boy Ish, man, back in the 90s, early mid 90s, his son went missing. His son was at an event in St. Mary's in the Bronx. They had some type of little event over there in the park, and his son went missing. His son was only 10 years old. Now, his son was with his cousins and was like family members, and they was older, but none of them were like adults. They were teenagers, right? So his little man went missing, right? So they never found the guy or woman or person that took his little man, right? So 3 years later, excuse me for that, in 96, because this happened in 93, in 96, 3 years later, police come to him, they contact him. They tell him that they think they found the person that kidnapped his son. So it's just like, what? Is he alive? This and that third. They're like, no, he's not alive. They found out where the son was buried at because the dude that got caught told the police where the body was buried at. It's crazy, bro. Now this dude, right? He gets booked. He gets locked up for a completely other body. And for him to get a deal and not get the death penalty or whatever, to get a more lenient sentence, he cooperates and he confesses to multiple homicides. All of them children from the ages of 10 and down, bro. A sick MOF, bro. So because he gets booked for one case, he starts volunteering mad information on several other cases, unsolved. He was basically a serial rapist of children, right? So Ish is getting all this information from the police now, right? He finds out the dude is in Rikers Island and all that, right? And they telling him certain shit. They slip up. He ends up finding out the dude's name, full name, right? So Ish is going through it. He ends up going to Rikers Island to visit the dude that allegedly raped and killed his son. Y'all hear me? He went to go visit him. He goes to visit the dude on Rikers Island. When the dude sees his flow card, now this is just me knowing that this is the process. I can't sit here and say word for word what the other dude was thinking, but common sense tells you this. When he got called for a visit, he went to the visiting floor. He got the floor card. The floor card they hand to you when you go out, before you go out onto the visiting floor. The floor card has the name of the individual coming to see you. So this is an assumption, but I'm pretty 100% sure this is exactly what happened. This piece of shit saw the floor card and he saw Ish's name on it and the last name. And he put 2 and 2 together with the last name and was like, hold on. I'm not going out there. Because Ish's last name is the same last name as his son, and he's getting charged for a murder with that's attached with that same last name. You feel me? So I just put myself in the dude's shoes real quick. Bang. I look at the floor card like, yo, hold on. I'm locked up for a body, and the body got a Rodriguez on it. And I got somebody named Rodriguez coming to see me that I don't even know from a hole in the wall. I don't even know the first name. I'm not going on. Something fishy, I'm not going. So I say that because Ish told me when he went to go see him, he was on a visit for a while. And then the police came back and said the visit was refused. So Ish was mad. He was tight. He was crazy. He flipped the table. Almost got restrained by the COs. He was talking crazy. He almost got locked up right then and there by the COs. He had to calm down and leave. Those of y'all might be thinking, what the hell was he doing going to see him? If you have to ask that question, think about it. What you think? It wasn't to go say hello and hugs and kisses. So, what Ish does? Ish is sick right now. He tight. So, all he's thinking is revenge right now. He's like, he wanna do something to this dude. He knows the dude is locked up. He knows the dude is on the island. He even knows what building the dude is at. So, you know what Ish does? Takes it upon himself to pop off on police. Just straight popped off on police. Almost got shot and everything. Pops off on the cop. You know what I'm saying? He went and got drunk. I remember the shit like yesterday when he told me it. He went, he got drunk. You seen the police officer in the car. He went, picked the fight with the police in the car, dragged the police out the car, and then they beat the brakes out of him, and he got booked and he got locked up for assault on a police officer, right? So now Ish is locked up on the island. They send him to a building where he knows the dude is not there. So Ish sticks up the ball pins. He starts a fight in the ball pins with somebody that wasn't with, him sticking up the ball pins. When I say stick up the ball pins, that means he's in the ball pins and he's saying, yo, ain't nobody going nowhere unless y'all send me over here. This whole shit is locked down. He shut down the pins. One of the dudes in the pins wasn't feeling that. He ends up washing the dude up in the pins. They end up popping the cell. They end up spraying Ish. Ish gets sent to the motherfucking Why Me pin, which is just him by himself. So Ish catches a ticket right then and there. Boom. He's making it hot everywhere he goes now. He goes to the box. He makes it hot in the box. Pops off. Bing, 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 bing. Back then, you could catch a cutting and get a slap on the wrist. Catch a stabbing. If you ain't killed nobody, you get a slap in the wrist, 30 days in the box, and you back in Gen Pop. Facts. So, now, Ish is getting into all type of different situations. So he finally gets to the building where he wants to get, which was C95. It took him like 8-9 months, he said, to get that C95, bro. The whole time he was in there, every time he went to court, he was making it hot in the pens because he didn't even want to go to court. He didn't want to see the judge. He didn't want to give the judge an opportunity to let him go home, bro. You know the mindset you got to have for that? That when the CEOs is coming to get you out your pen to go see the judge for whatever, you like, yo, fuck you, fuck the judge. Tell the judge I said eat something. Facts. And be ready to pop on the police and all that. He did not care, right? Now, mind you, not only did I read his transcripts, all the tickets he kept also, and he had crazy tickets. And every ticket, he's like, yo, look, I remember this, I did this for that. Boom, he's telling me, because everything was leading to a ticket. So, and he was just trying to make sure that he stays on the island. So the judges, I mean, they remanded him. They keep remanding and remanding. He ends up laying up 9 months for this shit. More than 9 months, obviously, as I get to it. So he ends up finally getting the C-95. When he gets the C-95 now, he's trying to bust a move to get to where he need to get at so he could get at that dude. And he said it took him maybe like 2 weeks, and he saw the dude, bro. He finally saw the man. Now, mind you, he only knows how this dude looks and what his name is because when the police came and they showed him a picture of the guy and asked him if he knew him. And Esh knew the nigga. I forgot that part. He knew the dude, bro. He knew him. The dude was a fucking neighbor, bro. A neighbor. A fucking neighbor did this, bro. Somebody that he literally wasn't his friend, but somebody that he used to see almost every day, bro. Facts. So when Ish seen him, Ish was like, yo, all he saw was red. Nothing else. He said once he seen him in that yard, he knew that that dude wasn't going to leave that yard. And Ish went and did what he did, man. Ish went behind him in the yard, C-95, pulled out. He said he had the fiberglass on him. Tapped him on the shoulder. Duke turned around. He said when he turned around, the dude just he just turned white. Like he just saw a ghost. And Ish was like, yo, I didn't say nothing to him, true. Because there was nothing to be said. And he just gave him the business. Gave him the work. I'm talking about work. Like he did something filthy, right? To the point where he woke up cuffed to a bed in the hospital in the infirmary. Talking about, yo, what happened? Like it took him a while to remember because the police, I mean, they took mad police and mad hits to the head with a stick to get him off of this dude. He stabbed the dude multiple times. I think it was like 24, 25 stabs. All in the face and in the neck and the torso. True story, bro. One of the most vicious stabbings in C-95 history. Facts. Left son done. He was a Spanish dude too. Spanish dude, man. His last breath was in the yard, smoking the Newports, choking on his own blood, man. Real talk, man. You know, the sad thing about it also is that not only did he lose his son, but my boy Ish lost multiple years of his life and he wasn't able to be a father for the rest of his children. But then, like, the silver lining or the light at the end of the tunnel was that now, after all these years, remember this took place 93, I believe in 95, early 96 is when he started, you know, he went, caught a case, went to the island and finally found this dude. And that's when I just first started Rikers Island, 96, that same year, bro, in adolescence, twin. That's the crazy shit. And this was over here catching the body in C-95. I remember hearing about it in the 4 building. Somebody got hit up and bodied in 95. But now, fortunately, he about to come home, man. And he's still going to be able to be a father to his remaining 2 children, man. Which is a blessing. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy, man. He had to do all these years, but he revenged his son, man. He revenged his son. He sent that dude to hell where he belonged. Y'all already know what it is, man. Hit the like, hit the share, subscribe. I definitely got some more fire for y'all coming tomorrow.